The Fed just cut rates again. And if you're retired or you're thinking about it, I'm going to tell you what Wall Street won't tell you. Here we go. This is a big one today. So everybody's grabbing the headlines. Fed rate cut, Fed rate cut. This is great. This is great. The truth, it's not great for retirees because savers just got a big rate cut on their high yield savings account. That's going to happen. Oh, what about the CDs that you wanted to ladder or the ones that are coming due that you want to renew? They're not going to renew at anything close to what you had because of the Fed rate cut. Here's what this tells me that the Fed is really thinking. They're more concerned right now with a very fragile economy than they are inflation. And here's the deal with inflation. While it may have cooled a little bit, and it has, prices didn't come down, and they're not going to come down. That's what nobody talks about. So if you're struggling right now in retirement, or you're getting ready to retirement, you're not sure, it's not going to get easier. Wall Street's not going to save us for this one. This Fed rate cut does not mean that things are going to get easier for us. I'm looking down at times here because I want to make sure I capture all these points. Here's the real deal. The Fed rate cut punishes savers and it rewards borrowers. That's the whole idea, because by cutting rates, maybe businesses will try to expand. Maybe they'll go borrow some money that they can put back into the economy. That's the whole idea. Maybe they'll hire a few people for the new model they just did because they were able to get a loan at a lower interest rate to build the new building. And that's all great stuff for expansion, but that's not helping us that are trying to retire. That's not helping you that's already retired. How about this? Think about this. You did everything right. You saved diligently. You avoided debt. You're not going to borrow more money. And now income feels uncertain again. And those high yield savings accounts and CDs that were paying kind of a fair interest rate, now all that's over. And for how long is it going to be over? Most likely quite a long time, because I could see the Fed lowering rates again next year. So right now, while the markets may be enjoying what I call the fat man bump or the Santa Claus bump, and they are, and they should continue to, because people are doing exactly what we expect them to do. They're spending money. A lot of times they're spending money they don't have. Buy now, pay later, new store credit cards. Credit card rates are high, but guess what? The balances are even higher than last year, and they're hitting all-time highs. But that's not who I'm talking about. You're thinking about retirement. You don't have those high interest credit cards. You've done everything right, and you're trying to prepare to retire. Well, guess what? This isn't going to help you. And the 4% rule that we used to talk about, forget that. It's out the window. This is real world chaos. If your retirement plan depends on interest rates behaving, you don't have a retirement plan. You have a hope strategy. And while I hope for world peace, it's not part of a true retirement plan, one done by a certified financial planner. And that's the only kind we do at Alloy Wealth, is one's done by certified financial planners. This is where we have to separate yourself from everybody else. You've got to start thinking about this most important thing, the idea of a retirement paycheck, one that is predictable, reliable. Reliable means it shows up every single month. And guess how long it shows up for? Well, as long as you need it. Well, how long is that going to be, Mark? I have no idea, and you don't either. So we're going to want that paycheck to show up until the last person in the relationship passes away. We're going to want that paycheck to be adjusted for inflation. And we're going to want it to last for a very long time. We're going to want to take taxes into concern when we think about that paycheck. So we're going to want it adjusted for inflation after taxes, and we want that paycheck to be enough to allow you to do life. Maybe it doesn't get you Europe twice a year, but it'll at least get you down to Myrtle Beach, right? So we want an income first. So we have to think about this idea of, now that the Fed has cut rates again and savings opportunities, while we still want them and we still want high yield savings accounts, they're not even going to keep up with inflation most likely. And you say, Mark, that's not true. Inflation's cooling. Inflation is cooling, like I said earlier in this video, but guess what? Prices are not coming down. Maybe eggs, maybe gasoline, a few things like that, but everything else is high. And the things you want to do in retirement, they're going to be even higher. You want to travel, go over to Europe and see what it costs to rent a car. Go over to Europe and see what the hotels cost and look at what travel costs. And of course, you want a nice flight on that overseas flight. Look at the price of airfare now. Everything is higher, and you're going to need a written plan that adjusts for those things so you can live large in retirement. Remember, living large is not about having more. It's about fearing less. And this new Fed rate cut is causing people to fear more because they no longer have the higher yield savings accounts and in CDs and fixed investments they thought they did. What people need is a written plan, and they need a written income plan. You want to know the outcome in your retirement? Tell me your income and I'll show you your outcome. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button so I can continue to get more content out just like this and share this with your friends. And I would love it if you would comment on this and tell me other topics you want me to talk about. I'll be happy to do it.